Hi, welcome friends! In today's video we will make some autumn clothes while decluttering my fabric and yarn stash. My inspiration for this video is actually the Borrowers. If you haven't heard of them, they are these tiny characters from a classic children's book and film who live in the walls of human homes. I've always loved their aesthetic. It's the perfect match between the Weasleys, Goblin Core and autumn aesthetic. There's something so whimsical and cozy about the way they transform tiny scraps into functional, beautiful things. It's a way of thinking that really resonates with me, especially when it comes to crafting and creating. So today I'm channeling that borrower spirit by decluttering my fabric and yarn stash, and turning what I already have into new autumn clothes. Let's get started! For our first project, we are making an open crochet vest. I had this yarn sitting in my stash for ages. It's so easy to forget about the materials we already have, right? That's one of the reasons I'm decluttering my stash, to get creative with what's already here before I even think about buying more. I chose earthly tones and then mix it with the red to give it a little bit of color. These are yarn for a 4mm hook. I'm using a classic granny square pattern. This is the easiest granny square for you if you want to start crocheting. I have a tutorial for this granny square in my channel for when I made a bag with this pattern. I'll link it on the description. This vest uses 21 granny squares, and here's the pattern for the front and the back. Once I decided on the color combinations, I set the mood for autumn and started crocheting. I love to watch cozy autumn videos on YouTube or rewatch Halloween chapters from my favorite shows. It takes me about 20-30 minutes to make each granny square, so I also took advantage of the everyday subway rides to work to do some grannies. Then we moved for a few days to my sister's cabin. She's traveling, so we have the pleasure of taking care of her dogs. There, I stitched the granny squares together. There's nothing like sitting in a wooden porch with a crochet project and these views. Finally, I thought of adding a lining to the vest to prevent the yarn from peeling inside. I used this beautiful fabric I had. It's the same fabric I used a while ago to make covers for my heat bags and my camera strip. I still have a lot left. I made everything with the vest open so it would be easier to manage. But once I had it stitched, I took the wool again and joined the shoulders with my crochet hook. When it was done, I tried it on and it was kind of small for me, so I added another round with this dark brown yarn. And then I sewed some buttons so I could close the vest. I will try it on again later, so keep watching until the end. Next up, we're making a scarf using my thick wools. For this project, I wanted to mix colors and textures to make a super cute and long scrappy scarf. Maybe you recognize some of this yarn. Some are leftovers of my patchwork sweater, some from bonnets and really old projects.
Just a dream, just all in my head. Floating rivers.
I'm using a double crochet stitch, so the scarf was building up quickly.
Tell me and be honest. Tell me, did you know that you would believe in me just like the winners know? Tell me and be honest. Tell me, should I've known my best to move on, to let go. They say time is a healer, just you wait and see.
I couldn't help but try it on every now and then, and it's stunning. I like how it looks with the ends hanging, but for the sake of practicality I will wave them in. I actually had to wash out the scarf before waving in the ends, because this yarn was on the stash for so long that it was giving me allergies. I saved all the waving in to make it on the porch like a nice old lady. It's so satisfying to know that every bit of this scarf came from yarn I already had. This might be my favorite scarf from now on. After spending the morning on our autumn projects, it's time to take a little break and enjoy a perfect fall activity, baking. It's been a long time since I didn't do a recipe for a video, so let's go! Today we are making vegan pumpkin cookies. shaped like leaves, acorns, and pumpkins. And the best part, my partner made these adorable molds using his 3D printer. Now let's get sewing. I found an old brown sheet at a thrift store last year. I already used part of it to make my patchwork blanket, but the rest has been waiting to be used. So I'm giving this sheet a second and a third life. I have just enough fabric to try and make a tiered maxi skirt. I've been wanting to make one for the summer, but I didn't have the time or the fabric to make it, so an autumnal skirt it is. The idea for this skirt came when I saw this post from the beautiful Hannah Darpinski. She is such a creative and beautiful being. I recommend you follow her on Instagram or YouTube. Anyway, this skirt seems to be made with 4 tiers. For my size, I decided to make mine with these measures. I also cut 4 pocket pieces and attached them to the top part of the skirt, leaving enough space for the elastic band and down for the seam with the next tier. I sewed the pockets as if they were elephant ears, and then pretty side facing the pretty side I made a stitch all around it. Like this. Once I had my pieces, I had to gather each piece to match the size of the next one. I'm not very good at gathering, but I tried gathering it with a sewing machine for the first time and it saved me a lot of time.
Heartbeats, all is silence, darkness in the streets.
When I had the 4 tiers, I made a seam at the bottom of the skirt and then I added an elastic band for the waist.
It's all the silence. Can't believe we kissed. Thinking it's time to shine. We may give it all I want is you.
And just like that, a new skirt made from old bedsheets. How cool is that? I can't wait to try everything on and build an outfit with today's creation. But first, I wanted to take a moment to appreciate all the lovely comments I got on my last video. It is really touching to know you're watching and getting inspired with my work. It makes all the difference in the world to know there are people behind the view numbers. Your comments and subscriptions keep my motivation going on, so thank you. Anyway, let's get to the final outfit. There you have it, 3 autumn pieces made using old fabrics, yarn and thrifted finds. We have our Hannah skirt, very mindful, very demure. I will use this skirt a lot. I've been wanting one for so long and it's very comfy and pretty. Then we have a super cozy vest, perfect for layering with short or long t-shirt. It gives me such a Weasley vibes. I love it so much. And finally, the cherry on top, the scrappy crochet scarf that's perfect for these crisp autumn days. This scarf shouts the borrowers so much. They would totally wear this in a remake of the movie. And if these autumn days get chilly, we can layer this outfit with a long coat. I found this coat in a thrift store for only €2. It's insane! I hope this video inspired you to get creative with your own stash. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and share your favorite projects in the comments. It helps a lot. See you next time. Adeu!